What is going on, coaches? How are y'all doing today? Hey, got something special for you. We are going to be going live with the man, the myth, the legend, Coach Nick Codutti coming up soon. Just got off the phone with him. He is pulling into his driveway, and he is saying hello to the kids and to the wife, and then he's going to come on. And what we're going to talk about is what does it take to be a head coach? If you didn't know, Coach Codutti is now a first-time head coach. He just got his job. They're in the middle of spring ball. We're going to bring him on. I want to pick his brain about how's it going? Is it what he thought it was? How do you go about, installing a brand new offense at a school as you're the head coach? Because as an offensive coordinator, you still can put your stuff in there, but you have that head coach has the final say. Like, I don't want you to run this passing concept, or I don't want you to run this run concept or anything like that. Does that change? What is he bringing into his offense since he's now the top dog and he is bringing everything in? So we're going to get to Nick in a minute when he calls me. But while we wait, man, how are y'all doing? Where are you calling in from? Let me know in the comments. How does it look? How does it sound? Say hello as we wait on Nick. And today I'm just chatting. While we wait on Nick, we had our very first spring ball. So is anybody that's watching right now, are y'all in spring ball? Because it was something different, man. It's been a year since we had spring ball. They've pushed Corona back. So Corona pushed everything back. We've got track going on. We've got baseball going on. We've got track playoffs. We've got soccer, tennis. Everything's going on top of spring ball. Why am I saying that? Because a lot of our kids are playing different sports. So this very first time at spring ball, man, it's crazy because we are having to install an offense because we lost a lot of people and we still don't have our starters. So our starters aren't even going to be able to come back in 2 weeks. So I had to ask myself, how are we going to do this? How are we going to install the offense so that we do the 3-day install and then all of a sudden the new kids come in or the starters come in and then we have to do it all over again? And I am actually going to a 6-day install, but it's like day 1, day 2, day 3, and I'm going to go to the board in a minute to see how
Nick Codutti, FaceTime video.
Here he is, man. The man, the myth, the legend. Let's go ahead and get it in. There he is. Nick, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, brother?
All right, coaches, let me know in the comments. Can you hear Nick? How does it sound? Everything like that. We've got Coach Bananas. What's going on, man? How are you doing? Jeff, love the black lights, Coach. I appreciate it. Tony, just finished 4-0 in his COVID spring season, so congrats on that there, Tony.
Yes, congrats, dude.
All right, let me see. So how does it sound, guys? Can you hear Nick? Everything okay? Nick, is that a new office? Did you change up last time I've seen you?
No, I just I fancied up a little bit because I had to get my house ready to sell.
So
Nice.
It looks bougie. Take a look. Get your mind. Oh, yeah.
There we go. All right, so I just had you. You weren't on Bluetooth. This is why you're my guinea pig. So we're doing a new thing. You're there though. I love it. You're selling it. Let the coaches know if they haven't been keeping up with you on social media. Where are you at now? You're not the offensive coordinator. You're the head coach somewhere. Where's that at?
Yeah, so I'm the new head coach, campus coordinator at Fulshear High School. It's in Fulshear, Texas. So if you know where Katy High School is, I am just due south about 5 miles of Katy High School. The school I'm at is actually the fastest growing high school in the state of Texas.
Okay, so this is a brand new school, or has it been there for like a year or two?
4 years old, man. It's 4 years old. So I will be the second head coach there.
Oh wow, that is crazy. So what I was telling them is I'm interested in you. You're known as the wide zone guru, and you know everything about it. Is there something that you're putting in now as a head coach that you weren't able to put in as an offensive coordinator because you really didn't have final say? You always had the guy above you could nix an idea if he didn't like it or not, but you don't have that now. Has that changed your install philosophy, or are you still just running what it is you're running?
Dude, I do what I do, man. The only thing different would probably be some of the ideas of my 2-point philosophy is going to be different. How I handle 2 points, how I handle some ideas of personnelling. But for the most part, man, I am who I am. I do what I do, and that's why I was hired where I was, and that's where probably what I'm always going to be until somebody proves me otherwise.
All right. So what do you mean by you're doing something different? What are you going from? Are you going to be the new Kevin Kelly since he's moved on to college right down the road from me? Is that who you're going to be now?
How cool is that, by the way? Yeah.
That is now here's the thing though, real quick. They brought him in after firing the most successful coach in that college career without anybody's they didn't have any scholarship players. That coach that they just got rid of at PC. He's the winningest coach at PC. They got rid of him to bring Kelly in.
Okay. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day, bro.
It is crazy. And I got my center now plays guard over there. I've got the inside. I know you already know what he does and why he's so crazy and everything like that because you're Nick Codutti. And you know what? I forgot to do this, man. Hold on. Got to give you the cheers and the applause. But tell us, what's going to change up with your 2-point play or 2-point stuff?
So there was a team in our district that did stuff when I was the OC at Tomball, and he had a philosophy, and I actually asked him today about it. Basically, what he's trying to do is he's basically telling everybody, okay, is the biggest, okay, so, you know, when they talk about, hang on, sorry, I lost okay. When you talk about, you know, change of possession, you know, a momentum shift, you know, what does everybody do, right? They take their explosive play, they take a chance, and what's more game changing and momentum changing than scoring a touchdown? So what he does is he has the idea of he has a whole group on the sidelines, and they have this whole design for nothing but 2-point plays. And as soon as they score a touchdown, they give the ball to the ref puts the ball down as fast as they can. They run their guys on as quick as they can, and they just snap the ball and go. And the idea is we're going to go for 2 and have fun doing it with our kids and kind of have like that 12th man idea of at the Aggies for 2-point conversions. And we're going to continue to run 2-point conversions until we don't convert. Then we go back to kicking PATs.
So they're essentially taking hurry up philosophy and applying it to the 2-point conversion.
That's exactly what he's doing.
That is brilliant.
And he's creating the idea of giving kids that normally may not be starters the opportunity to have this like ownership of the team. You know, and we do the same thing special teams wise. We did it at Tomball. We're going to do it here. It's kind of like you create this image of, okay, we're the special teams guys. We're the game changers. We're going to steal possessions. And that's kind of, you know, that's the whole philosophy. And so for me, I'm a little bit of a risk taker. So I'll be that guy.
Yeah, you are. All right. So we've got a question. Coach wants to know, are you calling the offense? Are you going to just install it and let someone else call the plays for you?
I'm going to call it. The philosophy is I have a guy who's an offensive coordinator, came with me from Tomball. He's my quarterback guy. My goal is to groom him to run what I want to run. I believe in what I believe. And right now, I think it's hard for people to truly grasp it. He's probably one guy that he has an idea, but he has some things to learn up front. So I'm grooming people, but man, for the most part, dude, I'm 37. I want to call plays.
Okay, so you're getting, but your envision is you're going to slowly transition from play call and head coach to more like a CEO type that kind of delegates everything, and are you going to be like Urban Meyer and take the special teams, or are you just giving that away?
I will give that away. So the one thing that I will do, oh, dude, you have no idea. Like, so here's what I'm starting to do. I'm starting to learn. I'm trying to be the head coach, like you said. I'm trying to be the head coach that I wanted when I was a guy, as a position guy. And so I'm going to delegate everything off to people. My goal is to delegate pretty much everything off that I don't really want to handle or that I think they can learn from, and give them ownership in the program, and which will allow me to then have the opportunity to do justice and give the time I need for the offense.
Okay. And how, because we all, and this is not a knock against you, this is all of us, we get into coach. How difficult will it be to make that transition though and not keep your fingers? Because we all know those guys that go to head coach, say, hey, here's the offense, here's the defense. I'm going to be a stand back kind of guy. But then when it's game day, we're like, no, don't call that. Call this. And we kind of get in there. Is that going to be difficult for you? Or are you going to be like, oh, thank goodness I finally trust this man enough that I don't have to really do anything on game day and just let the coaches coach?
Believe it or not, my last year as a head coach in Missouri, I didn't call either side.
Wow.
I trusted a guy, and I was young. I trust the guy with the offense. He's an offensive coordinator in St. Louis right now. He's a rock star. And the defensive guy is actually a defensive coordinator in Missouri somewhere who is, again, a freaking rock star. And so I had guys I trusted, and I let them do their thing. I took the special teams. I did, man. I was the fake punt onside kick guy, baby.
I love Kevin. You know what? We say that Kevin Kelly started it. You started the trend, man. Going for 2 and everything.
Oh yeah,
like
dude.
That.
Don't let Kevin Kelly fool you. It was me, dude.
All right. Coach George Lee says, congrats. Had the chance to go against that run scheme this year. You're the truth. That O-line was solid. My linebackers struggled all game. So there you go.
Where you at, Coach?
Coach, what? Coach Lee, what school are you? Look at him. He's happy about that, man. That is.
Oh, dude. Our O-line was, dude, those guys are freaks at Tomball, man.
Yeah. Well, okay. So compare it. Don't sugarcoat it. How do the athletes compare? Do you see a group? Are they on the same, or do you see a group at your new school that's coming up? Are they raw? Like, what's the talent discrepancy between the two schools?
So I'll be honest with you, man. So, when I got there, it was always they didn't have the athletes and yada yada yada. So I'll give you a spectrum idea. Tomball we had a great O-line, like a phenomenal O-line, and it took us 4 years to get there. Yeah, huge. And we had a quarterback that could go. We had a couple running backs that were okay, and we had some receivers that were okay. But we could pound the ball. So when I came to Fulshire, what I've realized is I have more athletes.
Okay.
And my line is not nearly as big, but they are just as physical. I think they needed direction. I think we're gonna be pretty good. So he started 19 sophomores last year on varsity.
Oh wow!
And the sophomore class is talented, and then the 8th grade class is even more talented. So remember, we're the fastest growing school in Texas. We have over 100 kids coming in to play freshman football next year.
God, that's nice, man. And we were talking off the air. We're struggling. I want to know, hey, coaches in the chat, are y'all struggling number wise this year, or is it just South Carolina? Because what we're facing is, I don't know if y'all are facing this as well. Let me know. We had half the year virtual, so a lot of the kids didn't do anything. So now we're seeing that they're ineligible for the upcoming year because they didn't pass all the classes. I know Texas, y'all had like maybe 2 weeks or a month, and then y'all were like, F it, we're going straight in, full tilt, school and everything.
Yeah, some schools here, like the kids can choose. Like right now, kids can literally just leave second period and just go virtual the rest of the day.
Oh, that's
It's
nice.
ridiculous.
I wish teachers can do that.
Yeah, I wish I could have done that in high school. I never would have showed up. I would have showed up for football, and I'm out.
Weightlifting and football, and that's it, man. Yeah, okay. Coach says he is from Willis.
Oh, yeah. Dude, they had some dudes now. Those 2 corners are probably the best corners I'd ever seen.
Good thing you didn't. Okay, I don't know if y'all coaches know this, but correct me if I'm wrong, Nick. When you were in Missouri, you were a 5 wide, like super wide split, throw the ball every down kind of coach, weren't you?
Yeah, we run and shoot 5 wide. Dude, I think we ran the ball like 3 times a game. I had no linemen, man.
That's nuts. Are you going to the quarterback run stuff that you kind of started last year? And the reason why I asked is because you're flexing on Instagram. And coaches, if you don't know, go ahead and follow Coach on Instagram. He has an amazing Instagram. You're showing a lot more meat and stuff that makes me hungry at random times of the night. But you were showing drone footage, and it looks like you're still doing that quarterback wide zone. You had a nasty play where you ran wide zone, and you whammed a 3 technique or a 1 technique, and I was like, Nick, you beautiful bastard. Are you still doing that there?
Yeah. So when I came here, the guy who was projected to be the quarterback towards labrum, and he's a baseball kid, a Houston commit. So I didn't have a drop back kid. I have another kid who's a pretty decent player, but I had a receiver that started as a sophomore who he's a 10-700 guy. Little white kid, dude, you'd never guess. Looks like a bleach blonde surfer boy. But dude, he's just a gamer. And when he puts his foot in the ground, it is.
Yeah, it looked nice. He made one cut. If it's the same one, that guy came and whammed the 3 technique. He planted and cut all the way back across the grain. And then it was one-on-one with the safety, and he just juked the hell out of the kid. Poor kid. RIP his ankles. But he was gone. It was like 80. And I swear, you could see you running down super excited. Now,
that was me.
That was you. I saw. I was like, you know what gave it away? It wasn't your stud physique. It was that hair. I don't care.
And the fact I looked like I was waddling.
Yeah, man. And speaking of hair, Coach Schiffman wants to know, what does Codutti put in his hair? And
Tell Schiffman he's jealous.
Yeah, I don't. And then he says, does McKie put in his beard? Exceptional hair, gentlemen. Schiff, you know good and well your beard is 1,000 times better than anything I can grow. So stop stroking me, man. You are so much better than that. That's great. How'd you make the connection with the kids? Because I find that it's kind of difficult for me going to new. Like, I don't know how to react to the kids because they're brand new. I don't know their backstory. They don't know mine. So it takes a couple of weeks to make that connection. I don't think that happened with you. I think you can be best friends with that wall behind you. How long was it before you made that connection with the kids, and how long was it before they jumped on board and like, this Codutti guy is amazing?
Really honestly, so I'm a relationship guy. It's kind of who I am.
Yes, you are.
That's kind of I pride myself in. Yeah, and so to be honest with you, man, I am who I am, and I am not scared to talk to anybody. And one thing I think I have a gift of is I can go in and relate to anybody. So, for me to go in and talk and just, these kids were hanging out talking, and they're buying into what we're selling, man, and it's awesome. And I think a lot of it has to do with not just personality. It's if you say you're going to do something, do it. Like today we had a spring ball game, and like we had spring ball practice today, and dude, yesterday they were beat down. It's like 90 degrees. So today we went out, did some like competition drills. I was going to run them to death, and then we just came out with some popsicles and But like a kid tweeted something like, he's like, "Man, I love this place so much. I'm so glad I'm here." And
heck yeah,
and stuff like that. It's stuff like that. Like if you're going to do something, do it and act. And the kids can see through the bull crap, dude. You know that.
Yes, they can. I tell everybody, kids these days, I don't know how prevalent it was when we were growing up, but kids now, they have that bullshit detector that they can, the moment you walk into the room, they can detect whether you're real or fake. And if they smell blood, they are ruthless. They are going in for the kill.
Yes, they are, brother. I know it. You know it. And
I respect that. Like I have found the longer I'm staying in the coaching profession, if you're just 100% honest, when we were coming up, that was called being blunt and an asshole. But if you come up, if you're just straight honest with them, man to man, and you tell it without being mean about it, and because they can tell if you're being a jerk when you say it, they respect that, and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna play for this guy.
Yep.
So
I agree. Couldn't agree more.
I love that. All right, so we have a couple more questions. For those that don't know and that have been looking to find your stuff, Anthony wants to know what happened to your YouTube channel, man. Give us a quick little why, pardon my French, Catapult Sports can suck a fat one.
So, when I use a lot of all 22 films, so I have like terabytes of all 22 film from college, NFL, clinics, whatever. So when I started a few years ago, and McKie and I, you sat there in a hotel room, we started talking about doing it and started putting together like clinics and walkthroughs and stuff. Well, Catapult Athletics started a contract with NCAA Sports that they're going to have full rights to the all 22 footage, and they're going to give them the opportunity to share with each other. Because it used to be so bad that like college coaches that I knew would call me to get other colleges all 22 film. And so when I was doing like game overs and talking about game plans and what guys were doing, I was using their all 22 film. So one day I woke up and I had 62 strikes against me. on YouTube for copyright infringement, even though like I'm just literally using like a play or two talking about what guys are doing. And when you have 3 strikes, you know as well as I do, 3 strikes at YouTube, you're out. In fact, I can't even log into YouTube for another 30 days. So don't worry. Don't worry. Somebody was good enough to save a bunch of my videos, and I will be reposting very soon.
Good. And the moment that happens, I'm sending it out. I'm blasting social media, email, everything like that, because I got one. It wasn't a copyright strike. It was like whatever the one is underneath it, and it was back from Clemson LSU last year, and it was just a 3-second clip when I was breaking down all of LSU's touchdowns. And I tried to dispute it, and Catapult came back with, no, that's not fair use. And then I could have redisputed it, but if they knocked it down, YouTube knocked it down, that would have been a copyright strike. And I was like, Catapult, you're not worth getting a copyright strike because I know what you did to my boy Nick. So I can't stand them. I mean, they're awful, 100%.
Well, and they reached out to me like after everyone started this huge fit, and they were just like, we didn't mean to do that maliciously. It's kind of an automated system. I'm like, dude, shut up, man. Like, I'm not over here trying to make a bunch of money off people, bro. I'm literally just sharing film and showing people like things they want to see. I'm like, whatever, man. Like, slappies.
They are, and I hope that they poop the bed every night for the rest of their lives. That's how much I can't stand them. Because you're right, it falls into fair use. Because you weren't just blatantly putting it out there, you were actually putting it out there and then breaking down what they were doing, because anyone who talks to you for like 2 minutes knows that you know what you're talking about, and you're showing what you're talking about and pointing it out, making us better coaches. And Catapult can suck a fat, wet fart from my butthole because they're awful. And I feel like I'm Vass right there, a cleaner version.
You are,
of Vass.
yeah. I was going to say, you went Vass on me.
Yeah, man. So, okay. But roundabout way, stay tuned. When he goes live and creates his YouTube channel again, you will know it because I will promote it and everything like that. I real quick, I know your wife. What'd you cook? You're throwing up Italian dishes and barbecue and stuff like that. What you got now?
Bro, today it was, I just walked in the door and I'm going to see what pulled pork I have left that my daughters didn't eat.
Nice. And that fruit salad that you always make?
Every night, brother. Cantaloupe, honeydew, and watermelon every night.
Guys, when I was there, I thought he was BSing me about making a fruit salad. I go take a bath, come back. That man had the biggest bowl of fruit salad just sitting on the couch, just destroying it. I was like, okay, he wasn't pulling my chain. He really loves that fruit salad.
You are lying, man. People think I'm crazy.
No. All right. So a couple more things. One, the install schedule. Did you, now being as a head coach, did you have a say in also the defensive install? And what are you running on install? What's up?
Okay. Say hi.
I forgot you have headphones in.
Yeah, I do. So defensively, the guy I hired to be the defensive coordinator, I have a co-coordinator, but the guy I brought in, his name is K-Ron Johnson, and he is sharp. We sat down together, and make a really long story short, I had visited with Rocky Long numerous times previously, and I was really fascinated with his 3-3 stack, 1 free safety look, 3 kind of a hybrid between Iowa State and San Diego State. So we're running a 3-3 stack with 3 high safety look hybrid defense. So what I told the DC, and we said he was a 4-3 guy who I always struggled going against because what he does is really good. And so we kind of meshed together and found something we really like. And I said, dude, from here, just take it. All I ask is these kids play fast. And so during spring, bro, it is a pain in my butt because it screws up your reads because the middle field's closed, but you still have 2 more safeties out there. You think it's a 4-man box, but it's really a 7-man box. And you got a free safety running free. And the other thing that's really cool about what he's doing is he detaches the front 7 from the back 4. So, front 6. But basically, the safety and corner on each side, if they're 2x2, can run something totally and different, and the interior guys don't even know anything. Everything's detached.
So who's making that call? Do you have two
So
different
I have a guy in
calls?
the Yep, I have a guy in the back doing the back call. There's the DC that was on staff. He's a sharp dude, and then the DC is calling me up the front side. So he can call whatever he wants, and they don't even have to match.
Okay, so that is interesting because usually head coaches, when they become head coach, and if they're offensive oriented like you are, they will on defense run things that gave them problems. And you just said the 4-3, what this DC did gave you problems. Why didn't you go to the 4-3? Why are you doing this mashup?
Because this 3-3 that I'd seen it a couple times, gave me rule fits. Like it screws my rules up. I have to change. Like it's one of those things. Like in spring, our kids are getting the hang of it and see it. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those defenses. Like you can't it's almost like the flex bone for offense. You can't get ready for it because it's just so, and you don't know what they're keying, and so it's so different. It's so new. It's just it's one of those things. Like man, I know people are going to struggle with this, and he ran with it. And dude, after that, I don't touch it, man. I trust him. Get your job done. Do your thing. Nice. Go be you.
Okay. So it's essentially you had to choose between the 4-3 that gave you problems or this gave you problems. And you're like, this is a little bit more unique, and it still gives us problems. So this is what we're going to hang our hat on.
Basically, all we did was we made his defense, the 4-3 defense he had. We took a D lineman off, made him a safety, and everything still fits the same.
That's nice, man. Oh, I can't wait to see those videos that you put. You better not during the season because you don't want people to know that, but I freaking love that. All right, well, I know you're busy. I appreciate you coming on and talking ball. When are you done with spring ball?
Next Thursday, we have our spring game.
Okay, well, that means we're gonna have to get you back on for a later date and talk all things. Like I want to know what things surprised you getting the head coach, what didn't, what you were actually prepared for. How do you? I do want to touch on how you persevered, dude. How many head coaching finalists were you? 5, 6? Where you were in the top 3? And I mean, we were talking before this one, and you're like, I don't know if I can keep doing this, but you still kept going. I want to talk about the mental fortitude you have, dude. I mean, I want to dive deep. Yeah,
man, it was. I'll be honest with you, it is rewarding. I can't tell you a story. So I was sitting in my office, and a guy had walked in, came in, was trying to do something, and I had my phone in my office was ringing, my cell phone was ringing, and an email went off, and it kept going back and forth. And the guy was like, "Man, he goes, man, I know you got to be stressed out." And I said, "Listen, dude, I make good money, like good money. I coach football. I tell people what to do, and I deal with some crap that goes with it. By the way, I'm sitting here not teaching a class, drinking a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
If I ever complain about my job, punch me."
I don't think anybody will because you're like 6'8", 250, chest of a god. But okay, and the hair of many jealous people. But Nick, really, dude, I am so thrilled that you got the opportunity to be a head coach because I know how much you wanted it.
I appreciate it, man. It means a lot, Ron.
Stop it, man. You're going to make me cry. Nick, I appreciate you. We're definitely going to get you back on in June and talk some ball. Now go eat some little bit of pulled pork and a giant bowl of fruit salad. And coaches, thank y'all so much for being here. And I will see y'all later. Y'all have a good one.